So this young man felt like women was beneath him. He seen so much value in himself, he didn't see value in women. So he felt like if he was to settle down with a woman, he would just be disrespecting himself. This young man had a lot going on for himself. He was financially stable, had a nice house and a couple nice cars. He was the type of dude, once he got done sleeping with her, he'd be like, yo, you gotta go. He would disrespect women, make them feel bad about themselves and all. So one day he had a friend that just got married. And on his friend's wedding day, he told his friend, man, I'm gonna be honest, I don't see how you can do it. He took that as disrespect. Hey, this is my wife and I'm happy. So he said to him, listen, I don't know how you do it, but one day you're gonna realize you need a woman. The young man laughed in his face and said, do you see everything I got in life, bro? What would I ever need a woman for? His friend couldn't respond to it, and he said, well, one day you will see. He said, bro, one thing I won't ever do is answer to a woman. Ain't no value in women nowadays. The friend throws his hands up and says, you know what? Let's just have a good night. I'm happy you here with me. The guy says, okay, I was just letting you know. And then they hugged and made up. So one of the girls seen him at the wedding. She felt like he was very attractive and she wanted to get to know who he was. So when they was at the wedding, the only thing he thinking about is taking her to the hotel tonight. But she's thinking that she's going to get to know him. So they talking and they hit the night off. It seemed like he gonna get what he want, and it seemed like she's gonna get what she wants. The chemistry is there and everything is perfect. So he asks her, where you sleeping tonight? So she says, oh, I got a room up here with my sisters, so that's where I'm gonna be at tonight. So he says, oh, how many people in the room? She said, there's gonna be 6 of us. He says, well, I got a hotel by myself and it's pretty huge. You can come with me if you want. She said, nah, I'm okay. But he got offended by that. So he says to her, do you know who I am? She said, yeah, I know who you are. You're Jacob's friend, right? Then he gets all cocky and starts smirking and said, no, literally, I'm serious. Do you know who I am? Now she feels like she ruffled his feathers. So she says to him, listen, I only know you because of Jake. I don't know who you are. Then he started bragging about everything that he got. Back at home, I got a mansion. I got 10 cars that you probably ain't never seen in your life. I literally make over $60K a month. Oh, you see this rollie I got on? I bought it just for this wedding. It was $200K. So now she thinking like, okay, this dude really think I care about material things. So she gets up and says, you know what? I see that you value things differently than I do. So I'm just going to walk away. You have a great night and it was great talking to you. He felt like he wasted his time. So he gets up and say, yeah, you broke. I don't even know why I had a conversation with you. The young lady turns around, grabs her chest and says, how can a man with so much be so little? He said, ain't nothing little about me. She looks at him and says, are you sure? He said, get out my face before I throw this drink in your face. She looks at him and says, you know what? Will do. I don't want to mess up our friend's wedding. And walks away. So now that he feel like he wasted so much time, he's trying to find a woman that he can take home tonight. And it seemed like all the other women is not trying to go. So he gets mad and gets furious and jumps in his car. Now, mind you, it is nighttime. Once he gets in his car, he skirts off, jumps on the highway and starts zooming. He grabs his phone, looks in it for a second, and next thing you know, he hits a moose. Boom. His car flips over more than 5 times. Doo, 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 doo. When this young man wakes up, he wakes up in the hospital. And when he wakes up, he's looking around the hospital like, what the heck happened? A nurse comes in when he wakes up and says, oh my God, you're woke. How are you feeling? He says, where am I? Why am I here? She says, you got into a real bad car accident. She said, hey, give me 1 sec to go get the doctor and I'll be right back. So when she walks out the room, he's trying to get up, but he can't get up. And he's thinking that he's tied down to the bed or they got some type of straps on him that he can't move. So once the doctor comes in and says, hey, I'm glad to see that you woke. The young man said, thank you, but why am I strapped to the bed? The doctor tells him, listen, you're not strapped to the bed. You're paralyzed from the neck down. The young man get furious, like, what do you mean paralyzed from the neck down? The doctor said, you'll never be able to walk again. You'll never be able to do everything on your own again. The young man does not want to believe this, so he's trying his best to get up, but he can't. As he's trying to get up, so many thoughts of how he did women wrong, disrespected women, is going through his head. Next thing you know, his friend Jake walks in the room and says, "Yo, man, I'm so happy you're woke." He looks at him and says, "Jake, bro, they saying I'm paralyzed from the neck down, bro. I think they got me strapped to a bed." Jake said, "Nah, bro, you paralyzed. You almost didn't make it." The doctor walks out the room so they can have some time. Now, Jake is not trying to be funny, but Jake's saying, "Hey, do you want me to call anybody?" He looks at Jake with a disgusting face and says, "Bro, who are you gonna call? I ain't got nobody." He said, "Can I call your mother?" And he said, "Man, I cut her off and told her not to call me no more because she begged too much." He said, "Man, what about you and Stacy?" He said, "Man, the last time I talked to Stacy, I told her she didn't have no value and I didn't want to be with her no more." He said, "Wait, bro, y'all was together for 6 years. She really loved you." And now Jake is trying to convince him to call his ex-girlfriend to let him know the predicament so she can help out. So he just said, "Okay, try to call her." Jake grabs his phone and calls her. And when she picks up, she tells Jake, "Well, you know what? The way he treated me, I feel like he deserves this. And I can't believe I seen him treat his mother in certain ways. So I genuinely feel like he deserved this. Now tell him to never call me again because I'm with somebody that respects my value." So Jake sadly puts the phone down and hangs up. So he looks over and says, "Well, what'd she say, bro? What'd she say?" Thinking that she would come running back to his aid. Jake looked over to him and said, "Man, she not coming." He said, wait, call her back, man. She gonna come. She love me, bro. Call her back." He said, "Nah, bro. It's over with." He started begging Jake, "Please, bro, just call her back. I'm telling you, she's going to come, bro. She's thirsty for me." They keep going back and forth. Then Jake get irritated and says, "Bro, she says she found somebody that respects her value. Don't call her no more." Now he's sick to his stomach. He feel like he don't have anybody. Him being paralyzed, he started realizing that he was treating people badly because of the things that he had. He worked so hard and now he can't drive all those nice cars no more. The big house he bought is now empty. And all the money he had stacked up, he don't see it the same. A couple years go by and now he's a public speaker. He's still paralyzed and he's talking about the importance of life. So one day he's at a seminar and a young lady says, "I am successful. I don't need a man for nothing." The crowd goes crazy. Then she said, "I built this empire brick by brick. So I can't see value in any man in this world." And the crowd goes crazy. And now it's his turn to speak. Now he just switched up everything he was about to talk about because he wanted to make sure that this young lady understood what he was going through. So he said to all the people that was clapping in the crowd and to the young lady that's over there that did everything by herself, he said, "Please take a look at me. I did everything on my own, just like you. I'm successful. I still have a lot of money, still have a big house. I have cars that I can't drive. And I treated so many people bad when I had everything that when I lost everything, nobody was around for me. I have to have strangers come into my house instead of a loved one being there for me. You will value a loved one more than you value a stranger. Because when it's times where you can't wipe yourself, or it's times that you got to get out the bed, and when these people get to treating you bad because they're having a bad day, I just wish I knew how it felt to have somebody that would just want to be there because they love me." He said, "My biggest mistake was not valuing the relationships I had when I had it all. And now I will have to suffer for the rest of my life." Then he told the story of how he went to his best friend's wedding, and his best friend told him the same day that he got in an accident, is that you will understand the value of having somebody you love. You will understand the value of having a loving, caring, significant other. Because if you don't, then one day you can be like this young man. Let me know what y'all think in the comments and follow for more content like this. And to all the cool people that follow me, I'll see you in the next video.